Hi, I'm David. Welcome to my channel, My Yard Sale. Today I want to talk a little bit about my current situation in the process of me trying to reverse metabolic issues associated directly with diabetes, prediabetes. I've had a very strange week. Um, one of the good things is I feel like I'm starting to get my strength back, which means the muscle in my legs, the muscle in my arms and hands, I feel like I'm getting strength back. I'm starting to get some um, some actual muscle. I can feel it in my biceps and my calves and my thighs. I can feel the muscle. The weird thing is that there's obviously all these nerves that go through those muscles, and those nerves. That's what I think I'm in the process of renewing, regrowing right now. It's very uncomfortable, not painful, but uncomfortable. It makes my knees like snap constantly. My ankles snap. My elbows, like sometimes my elbows are so stiff. I feel like I feel like I'm a Frankenstein. It's really weird. And then I'll do a weird like I'll move my arm really fast. My elbow will snap and I'll feel like there's a little bit of relief for a minute. I could actually feel my shoulders like being very tense, and now my shoulders have kind of resolved, but my elbows are like so uncomfortable and they're so stiff. It's very, very, like I said, very uncomfortable. It sucks. When I wake up in the morning, I have to try to stretch my arms out to try to get my elbows to snap so that my hands will work right and my elbows will work right. And by working right, it's hard to explain because you don't think anything of going to the kitchen and getting a glass of water and coming to sit down and to drink it. But when your elbows don't work right, it's like you go to set your glass of water down, and if your elbow snaps or your elbow isn't supporting the weight and the water right, like your hands can literally open up and drop whatever it is that you're carrying. So I have to be very careful. It's very frustrating, this whole process that I'm going through right now. And I did watch a video that said that the end phases of regrowing nerves is probably the most difficult time, and I gotta admit, this is difficult. I literally have to stretch like 3 to 5 times a day to try to stretch out these muscles that are maybe getting renewed with my nerves. I don't know exactly what's going on. I can't explain it. There's no videos that specifically talk about it, but I feel like I'm doing good because I am gaining weight, and it's not just like I eat a pound of food, I gain a pound of weight. I'm actually starting to gain weight again, which means that some kind of mass is increasing and I can feel it in my muscles. I can actually feel biceps starting to grow again. I can feel the muscles in my legs. If I walk around my house enough, the next day my legs are tired. And I have to be careful not to wear myself out because if I get to the other side of where I'm going, I need to make sure that I can get back. And what's weird is that you don't have the strength that you think you're going to have when you go through this that I'm going through. It's very hard to explain. So now it's like I can feel my lower spine is very tense, like it's I don't know, like it's regrowing or something's happening there. For a while it was in between my shoulders and it felt like my spine was just being stretched. And now like my lower spine is where I'm feeling it. And then it must obviously go up to my shoulders. But now my elbows, oh, this thing with my elbows is so frustrating. And it's actually getting down into my hands. My hands are like constantly snapping, and I have to like literally stretch out. Otherwise, my hand just doesn't work right. It's really frustrating when your hands don't work right. It makes everything impossible. I mean, getting dressed, imagine just buttoning buttons, putting on a shirt is difficult. When you try to put on a shirt, you have to open up the pieces of cloth in between the shirt to put your arms in it. But if your fingers don't work right, you can't really get the pieces of cloth apart to get into the shirt. Yesterday, I spent 45 minutes trying to change shirts. It was ridiculous. So I'm hoping that I'm at the tail end of this whole metabolic thing and recovery and getting better, because I don't know how much longer I'm going to be able to take of this. And I guess I should be happy. It's not getting worse. Living with it is maybe getting worse depending on what I'm dealing with in that particular moment. But for the most part, it feels like it's resolving and getting better. It's just so difficult as as the day goes through. Trying to clean up my house, it's almost impossible. Not impossible, but almost impossible. It's just hard because anything I try to pick up, my fingers don't work right and I can drop it. I have to be really careful I don't drop anything that's breakable. Even just trying to walk around with, like I said, a glass of water or a plate of food, I have to be really careful because I haven't done it in a long time, but I have literally dropped entire bowls of my dinner. And that's really frustrating because obviously you have to clean it up and then you have to go and make more. It's just a pain in the butt. Anyways, that's all. That's all that's kind of going on with my health. It is weird because I have spots in my arms and in my hands that all of a sudden I'll get like an itchy spot, and it's like, why would that itch? Why would my thumb, the back of my thumb, itch? I'm not getting into any pollen or any leaves or any weird shit to make it itch, so I don't really get it. But I did see somewhere that said that when your nerves regrow and start resupplying different parts of your skin and your body, that it can cause itchy sensations. And I feel like that's what I'm going through, which hopefully that will only last for a couple of weeks and then it'll resolve and move on. So yeah, this is really strange, this whole feeling with this nerves, and I'm 99% sure it's the nerves. That's what I feel like I'm pretty sure that I'm dealing with now. So where I live, the weather is actually nice. It's in between 50 and 60 at night, and then it's 70 or 80. It was 100 degrees last week. It's in between 70 and let's say 100 degrees during the day, which is kind of nice. Um, it's raining a lot, which I guess is a good thing for the grass and so forth, but it's nice weather right now. I can sleep with the windows open at night, and then I actually close the windows up during the day to try to either warm my room up or to cool it down. Because if it's nice and cool in the house, if I close all the windows, it'll cool down my room. If it's nice outside, I can open things up and it's nice. So that's interesting. So I watched this whole thing with this debate, and people, like the debate in politics is one thing, but holy moly, how did people turn into such assholes? I don't get it. Like, for a long time, they were just sharing ridiculous cartoons or memes or whatever they are, and they were happy with that. Now they actually like attack people. And I'm not one to pick a politic and side with a politic. I mean, I judge a person based on what they've said and what they've done. And quite frankly, nobody that's active today has done or said anything that has gotten my attention. So it's questionable as to how things are going to turn out. But what I can guarantee is that it doesn't matter whether you vote for a potato or a carrot. It doesn't matter. At the end of the day, obviously one of them is going to be elected, and then the next day, somebody, whoever it is that's in charge, which is not either of these two guys, but whoever it is that's in charge, is going to take taxpayer money. They're going to fund seed oils. They're going to fund buying bombs and guns and bullets. Billions or trillions of dollars. They're going to fund all that. And it has nothing to do with anything that It has nothing to do with whoever gets elected. It doesn't matter. These guys are not the guys that are in charge. They're not making the calls. They're not the ones that are affecting my life, your life, and anybody else's life that may watch this video. I sit here and I think, holy crap, how am I going to change things? It doesn't matter what I vote because at the end of the day, like I said, they're going to take my vote, whether it's one or the other, it doesn't matter. They're still going to spend all the money that's in some account, probably in Washington, D.C. They're going to spend all that money. They're going to buy, they're going to fund companies that I do not want to have anything to do with. I don't want to fund Monsanto and all the stuff, all the pesticides and all that crap that's actually wrecking people. I don't want to fund canola oil. I don't want to fund any of these things. So there's nothing I can do there. But I tell you what I can do, what everybody can do, is don't go to TGI Fridays. Don't go to Applebee's. Don't go to these places that actually use all these seed oils, all this crap food that's killing us. That again our government is subsidizing. So don't go there and buy that stuff. Go to a local restaurant where you can ask them, do you use seed oils? What else can you use besides seed oils? If you have a local pizza place, they probably use seed oils to make their salad dressings, to make their pizzas. So if you find a place that doesn't use those seed oils, doesn't use canola or any of the other garbage oils that's killing us, that again our government is subsidizing, but find a local restaurant that actually makes quality food. And you have to be really careful of trying to even buy food from Walmart or from a local grocery store because a lot of times they sneak these seed oils and all this garbage into those things, into those meat. If you look at meat, you have to make sure that it says beef and only beef. If it says beef and monoacetum glutamate or rapeseed oil or canola oil, that's the stuff that's actually wrecking everybody. Like we don't think about it because it's not like we drink a big glass of seed oil, but everything has seed oil in it. And that seed oil wrecks your DNA. It messes up your whole body system. So you may or may not be able to make a change, do a change. You'll feel better or feel worse about voting. But one thing you can do is buy local, buy from your local restaurant that actually cares about whether you're eating good food or not. It used to be that you could go to what was that restaurant, that breakfast place? You used to be able to go to Panera and get decent food. But if you look at the ingredients of their dishes and stuff now, it's not healthy. If you can eat healthy food from some local restaurant, that makes a change. That makes it so that that company will get more money and be able to invest in doing healthy things that actually benefits you, me, and society. But going to Chili's and Applebee's and all these garbage restaurants, it doesn't do us any good. And quite frankly, those restaurants, they pay taxes. The local, the local the local restaurants and local businesses, they're going to keep more of that money than they are going to funnel it up to our government that's going to just, again, use that money for bullshit that you and I probably don't care about and don't want to have anything to do with. Like, you know what? Nobody woke up this morning and said, I hope that they buy a ton of bombs and they kill a bunch of people in Israel. I don't think anybody did that. Maybe somebody did, but nobody that I know does that. Hopefully nobody you know does that, because that's not a person you want to have hanging around your house. But anyways, so this whole food thing, I think it can change everything. And of course, the food thing is an issue. Like 84% of us are metabolically dysfunctional, have metabolic issues, or are just generally sick. Like I keep seeing these things about Social Security, SSI. They're like starting to approve it much faster because so many people are sick and just dysfunctional. They're starting to approve it much faster because of that. So it's not like they don't know that all this money they've spent over the last 20 years hasn't hasn't made a whole bunch of people sick. It's not like they don't know that. Just I don't know how all that's going to end up. But one thing you can do is you personally will feel better physically and healthy wise if you eat quality food from a quality place, quality restaurant, or even if you cook your own food. You even have to be careful with that though, because if you buy food, you have to literally read the ingredient list of anything that you're buying because they sneak all this garbage in as fillers into every food. Like if you buy a frozen pizza, read the ingredients on a frozen pizza. And I do like frozen pizzas. And I do eat frozen pizzas. I eat them much farther spread apart. Like I used to eat them once a week. Now I'll eat them once a month. And what's interesting is I bought a deep dish pizza, which is a little pizza. It's like that big around. It's a tiny pizza. It was a Red Baron pizza, and I don't know. It was like $4, $5. There were two tiny little pizzas. You put them on this gray mat, put it in the microwave, and cook it for a minute or 2 minutes, and it comes out not horrible, but it was. I mean, it wasn't like a pizza like from the local pizzeria, but it wasn't terrible. I didn't love it. I didn't hate it. Um, so I bought this Red Baron pizza. It was okay. There was two of them, two little ones, and then I bought Walmart deep dish pizza, and and it was like $1 less. It was $4 instead of $5. I think Walmart deep dish frozen pizza, which again they're little tiny things, so don't think you're going to get a huge deep dish pizza, but I think that the Walmart deep dish pizza, frozen deep dish pizza, I think that it's Red Baron. And I'll know that a little bit later this week when I eat those Walmart ones. I think it is actually Red Baron. And I know that they buy a lot of the name brand products and then they rebrand them to Walmart, whatever the Walmart brand is that they're using, and they just sell it for cheaper. So I'm 99% sure that the Walmart deep dish frozen pizza is Red Baron. You can save yourself a buck by buying the Walmart version. And again, I'll know that later this week. Anyways, I hope this was kind of an interesting post. The one thing that I wanted to talk about in this post is this whole thing with my elbows and the snapping joints in my body. It's so weird. I can't wait till this is just done. I mean, I'm eating healthy. I don't eat anything unhealthy. I don't eat carbs. I haven't even had one of those pizzas in a month. I just don't eat anything with extra carbs. I'm hoping to add some fruit back into my diet here soon. I just can't wait till this whole snapping thing with my elbows, and I can't wait till my elbows actually. See, did you hear that? That was my elbow. How weird is that? And if I don't do that, if I don't make it snap, it's like it makes it like I have Frankenstein arms. They're all stiff and they don't work right. And this actually has gone from my elbows all the way down to my wrists and my fingers. Like I can snap my fingers constantly. One thing that I have noticed lately is as soon as I get inflammation, any kind of inflammation in my body, like all of a sudden now my skin like dries up. I don't totally understand it. And I mean, I wash my face and I clean it off with a a washcloth and soap. And as soon as I'm done doing that, I can like literally walk away and feel the skin on my face like getting, I don't even know, dried up. It's like it's scaly. It's very scaly. It's like the moisture in my skin is just drained out of my skin, even though I drink like, I don't know, 10 glasses of water every day trying to stay hydrated. It's like my body doesn't take the glasses of water. It just drains my skin and my scalp and my face. Like I don't even know how to explain that. But that tells me that I'm having inflammation. It's because I can feel it, I can see it. Um, that's very strange. Anyways, I hope this was kind of an interesting post. I know this is pretty random, and I'm sorry to even talk about politics. I'm not a politic person to begin with, but I feel like I needed to say something. Anyways, find a local restaurant that doesn't use crap in their food and buy there. Stay away from the chain stores. Stop sending your money through chains and up the food chain so that they can pay off whatever bullshit payoffs that they're paying off. And just get a local restaurant that's actually healthy and quality and buy from those guys. And if you have a good one, do me a favor, share it below, because who knows? Maybe somebody else close may want to enjoy that same restaurant. So I hope you're having a great day. I hope this is an interesting post. I think it's a little bit different than what I'm used to posting, but nonetheless, I kind of needed to make sure that people knew about this whole thing with my joints and my elbows. Very strange, very uncomfortable. I'll be so happy when this resolves. Thanks. Have a good rest of the day. Bye bye.